Don't know what to look for when looking for vocational guidance services? Watch this video till the end and you will know exactly what you need to do to find a vocation of your dreams. For the best advice on how to find and nurture your ideal vocation, occupation, or hobby, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a video every week. If you hate your job, are dissatisfied with what you do, or you're just looking for the next best thing, by the end of this video, you will have 6 foolproof steps that will allow you to get exactly what you need. This approach is supported by research on work satisfaction based on tens of thousands of workers who are happy and successful in their endeavors. Step 1. Figure out your values. Now, you might be thinking, what does this have to do with finding a vocation or occupation? Well, in short, everything. Chances are you hate your job, your previous position, or whatever it is you're doing simply because you're not fulfilling your core values as a human being. Do you even know what your core values are? This is simple. Go online and take an exam that will allow you to see what is it that matters most to you, so that you can pick a vocation or an occupation or a hobby that will actually help you fulfill those values. Some people care about beauty and being creative, while others may care more about power and recognition. Yet others care more about socializing and maybe even giving back to their communities. The list goes on and on. But you have to figure it out. Who are you exactly and what matters most to you? Step 2. Figure out how you want to live your life. Another step that most people don't think about is they need to know ahead of time how exactly do they want to live their lives. They get hung up on getting a big salary or working at a prestigious firm, but then they feel like crap once they're on their job and their lives are miserable. Does this sound like you? Do you really want to work 80 hours per week, 60 hours, 70? I'm being honest here. Be brutally honest with yourself. Do you want to slave away at a job you dislike just for the paycheck? What kinds of activities do you enjoy most for fun and for being productive? One of the best ways to answer this question is to be specific with your own questions. Just asking something like, what do you want to do in life, is too general and not very helpful. Some better questions will be, what do I like to do on my weekends, and what would I like to do more of during the week? Do you want to travel? How often and where would you like to travel? What kinds of people do you want to meet and mingle with? Where do you need to live in order to meet those people and have the kinds of activities that you want to have? How much income do you need to produce to live where you want to live and have the life that you want to have? Make sure that you take some time answering those questions and more so that you have a better idea of what you want to do ahead of time so that you can plan accordingly and choose a vocation that will allow you to live that life that you want. Step 3. Find an activity that you truly enjoy doing. Oftentimes, we do things just for the money or the recognition or a slew of other reasons, like someone that I like asked me to. But sometimes those rewards or those reasons have nothing to do with the actual day-to-day of the task or the activity that you're doing. No wonder most people's lives suck. You spend a whole month doing something you hate just to get a paycheck that you already knew was coming. Research on motivation has discovered that people tend to succeed when they're doing an activity or a function that they truly enjoy. Now, this isn't just the normal advice of, oh, do what you love. No, we're gonna get a little bit deeper here. Money, prestige, recognition, all those things are what we call extrinsic rewards. This means that these are rewards that we get for performing the activity, but not out of the activity itself. So for example, you might be someone who has a strong personal value of having good economics, of having enough money in your bank account, or of paying your bills. So you do a job you dislike because according to your values, you need that money. But here's the deal. You are doing something you dislike most of the time and you're only getting paid once a month. What you should be looking for is an activity that gives you intrinsic value. This means that you like doing the activity because you simply like doing the activity. The reward is in performing the activity itself. Of course, watching TV or Netflix all day doesn't really count here. Let's be, let's be honest. It has to be something productive, ideally. Now, think about it for a second. The people who hit the gym every day of the week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, and they never miss a day, even if it's a holiday, you'd think it's just through sheer force of will? No! They get intrinsic value out of the activity. They've got it to the point in which they really enjoy going to the gym and exercising. That's why they do it, because they enjoy doing it. You just need to find that for yourself in a way that can produce the amount of money that you need to live the life that you want to live. Comment below with an activity you love doing. It might be anything like persuading people, or repairing things, or organizing stuff, or growing things. The list goes on, but you gotta have an idea of what you like doing. So comment below with some examples for your own life. Step 4, find anything, any subject or any industry that you are passionate about. Do you like sports, music, anything that's very specific and only a few group of people will know about? Great, just mix that with the activity that you like doing. For example, maybe you are passionate about history and you got a job as a history teacher because you enjoy teaching. So you enjoy teaching and you're passionate about history, so you put the two together. Now, what if you are passionate about history, but the only job you could get was in English literature? Well, maybe you enjoy teaching and that part of the job you enjoy, the function that's the most important part, but you're not quite there yet in terms of how happy you are. Well, that's probably because you need to get that extra step and do what you like to do, the activity that you enjoy, that you derive value and satisfaction from, mixed with an industry that you like. So if you finally go and get a teaching gig as a history teacher, you will most likely feel considerably more fulfilled at what you do. Another example, maybe you enjoy selling stuff. So you got a job selling e-commerce courses online. You were doing okay, but you didn't really like it because you don't jive with the industry of e-commerce. Nothing wrong with it. It just didn't work for you. You don't really like it. That's not what makes you passionate. Actually, maybe you like fitness and you finally got a position selling fitness courses, maybe at your local gym or online, and then suddenly you're feeling considerably better about what you're doing, because even though you enjoy selling, you really enjoy it when you're selling something you believe in. Step 5, verify that your activity and passion combination are actually congruent with your values and the way you want to live your life from steps 1 and 2. So you have an activity that you enjoy and you're doing it in an industry that you're passionate about. Maybe you are the teacher who really enjoys teaching and is passionate about history. You have the history teaching position and you feel great about it. Is that all there is? Well, no. Sadly, sometimes that's not enough. For example, maybe you're the kind of person who needs more money in your life because you value maybe the traditional values of having like a big home that maybe you haven't been able to afford, or maybe you need more money to travel more often and maybe your current gig doesn't give you that flexibility. So there is another important step to it. You need to make sure that that activity and passion combination allow you to live the life that you want to lead. And if there is not a traditional position out in the job market, then maybe it's time to build one yourself. Step 6. Nothing gets done just by planning and thinking about it, right? You actually have to take action once you've done all this diagnosing and once you've actually done the job, the work required to find what it is that you want to do. Maybe it is something traditional and you can just go out into the job market, or maybe you have to create a YouTube or do something more creative in order to build the life of your dreams. Now you know what a good vocational guidance service includes. It needs to have the diagnosing phase. It needs to help you find out those things that really make you happy and fulfilled. And it needs to do several other things that we just discussed. With that said, can you just find someone that will actually help you do that? Can you just do the steps on your own? Maybe. But if not, make sure that you check the link in the description. Depending on where you're watching this, I may have more information that can make your life way easier. If this video helps you, please like it below subscribe, and share it with your friends. Also, make sure to leave a comment below with anything that you might like to add, like an activity that you like, something you're passionate about, or whether or not this was useful to you or not. Until next time, Emil Christopher.